So what are the biggest mistakes that real estate agents make in a seller's market? Well, the first thing is that many times in a seller's market, what real estate agents will do is they will try to give tips to buyers, teaching buyers what they need to do in order to get their offer accepted. Now, that makes great sense, right? But right now in this market, you don't really want buyers. So instead of focusing on what real estate agents should do in a seller's market to get their offer accepted, I'm gonna give you a few tips and strategies on what to do in a seller's market to actually get more sellers working with you. We may touch on buyers too, but first I'm gonna start with sellers. So number one is you want to identify what are the biggest problems that sellers are having right now in the market. So for example, right now, across the country, there are bidding wars, multiple offers, like everyone knows that it's a seller's market. You're going to literally need to be living under a rock if you don't know that. So if I was to make a statement like, hey, it's a great time to sell your house because there's multiple offers and bidding wars and everybody's getting above asking price, you're like, duh, the whole world knows that, right? And if I'm a seller and I was thinking about selling, maybe I even tried selling before and I wasn't able to sell because I was afraid that if I sold, I wouldn't be able to find a replacement property. Or maybe I put my house on the market and I couldn't get a replacement property. Even though I know it's a great time to sell to get a high offer and to get multiple offers, I'm not thinking about selling or I'm worried about selling because I'm afraid that I won't be able to find a home of choice. So instead of saying that, you could say something like, are you thinking of selling? Or maybe you're a seller and you're afraid to sell because you're afraid that if you sell your house, then you're not going to be able to find a replacement property and you're going to be homeless. Now all of a sudden that seller that probably is thinking about selling, that knows the market's crazy, now all of a sudden he's listening up because she's like, hey, that was me. I was thinking about selling. I was afraid to sell because I was afraid that if I sold, I wouldn't be able to find a replacement property. I'm going to be homeless. Now all of a sudden I'm leaning in, I'm hearing, I'm listening to you. So what you want to do is you want to hone in and identify what kind of problems sellers are going through, right? Like what's in a seller's mind? What are they thinking? What are they wanting to accomplish and not able to accomplish? That's one thing. So it's speaking directly to those problems. One of the problems right now is specifically that. Sellers are afraid to sell because they're afraid they will not be able to find a replacement property or a home of choice because of multiple offers and bidding wars. So you want to speak directly to that problem. There are solutions, right? You could do an extended rent back. You could sell your home and maybe rent for a little while. You could sell your home and live with family. You could do a bridge loan. There's different programs where you can they'll actually sell your house, sell your house for you, give you the cash, so then you can make an offer on another property and still live in your home. So there's definitely some solutions out there. It's more about making people aware about the solutions, all right? So that's the first thing. Another really big mistake that I see agents making, and let me tell you, when I go on an appointment and I teach my students, make sure that if somebody ever says marketing is not important, it's a seller's market, you don't need to do anything to your house. That is a huge mistake. And guess what? If every single agent is saying that and there's one agent that's saying completely different and then showing why that's the case and showing the difference of properly marketing a home, even with multiple offers, even in a competitive seller's market, and actually being able to show the seller why it really does make a difference, well, they're going to discredit all of the other real estate agents. So when we go into a listing appointment, we say exactly the opposite. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I'm sure you might have been hearing from people that the market's so competitive right now that you don't need marketing. Well, the thing is, that's really not the case. And let me show you why. Then we pull out our statistics showing how we sell our properties for an average of 19 to 21% higher than our competitors in the exact same market, and how that relates to around $166,000 more for them. So when they see that number and I can show them, hey, here are 20 properties that we sold in this city under 1 acre. Here is the average price point for the homes in this city under 1 acre. Here's what they're selling for, and here's what our homes are selling for. And oh, by the way, Mr. Seller, in this city, in this exact specifics, we sold 20 homes just like that. And you can actually prove just how much more significant you're selling your homes for. Don't make that mistake. Another mistake that I see people doing is they sell the home in one day. Now, I get it. I get that when you put your house on the market right now, you're getting 15 calls in the first hour. You're getting 20, 30, 60, 70 showings in a weekend. But I hear all the time, I sold my house in one day, or yay, or I just sold a house in one day. If you sell a house in one day, you are doing a disservice to your seller. Now, that's not the case if your house has been on the market, if it's like a total buyer's market. Houses are sitting on the market for, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, and you happen to list a house and you get an offer, that first day and the market does not reflect that, then you might want to consider it, as long as it's a really good offer, right? As long as it's a really good offer. But right now, even in this market that's super competitive, where houses are flying off the shelf, if you are selling your house in one day, you are leaving money on the table for your seller, and you're also leaving better terms. Whether, if you just give it a little bit more time, you're going to be able to show the seller that you're working on their behalf, that you're not afraid to do a little extra work, talk to extra buyers agents, do extra marketing, do what it takes to really, really negotiate the strongest offer and the best terms for them. Even in this crazy competitive market, you should at least, at bare minimum, leave the house on the market from a Thursday through a Sunday and make offers be available on Monday. And that's what we're doing. And what we do is we say, okay, offers are due at this time. Then when we get all the offers in, we call all of the buyer's agents, we call all the lenders, and we talk to them about their buyer. How qualified are they? Do they understand what type of market it is? Do they have TBD approval or desktop underwritten approval? We ask the agent, have you really talked to the buyer about what's happening now as far as repairs and requests? And have you really educated them on what's standard and what's not standard? And we do that, right? So then we say, okay, now we've got 20 offers, and now we want your highest and best offer. This is all before we even show the offers to the seller. Now the seller knows the offers are in. We get their permission to do it this way. They say yes. Now all of a sudden we have all these offers. We then counter all the offers for their highest and best offer, letting them know how many offers that we have. Then when we get that back, then we go ahead and meet with the seller, and we categorize the offers into cash offers. How much down payment are they putting down? How much deposit are they putting down? Is it a VA offer? Is it an FHA offer? And then we discuss all the different offers with the seller. So there are definitely more things that we can do, but I don't want to bore you. So that's exactly my advice on what not to do as an agent during a seller's market. I hope you found this helpful. Do me a favor, comment below what else you'd like me to do, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, and remember, when you do what you love, people love what you do. Thanks so much for watching my video. You can learn more about how to be a successful real estate professional by watching other videos that I have. And be sure to subscribe to my channel. And as always, make it a great home selling and buying day.